Hey there, people. Welcome to kind of a weird video. I got a new job, so we're in a weird content era, but I thought today I would show off how I made this here guitar string ring. It's a fidget ring. It's got a loose bead on it. These are two static beads that are kind of holding the coiling together. Shout out to Joe, who reached out to me on Instagram, a loyal member of our little band, The Exuberant here. I feel kind of bad because he sort of requested this video, and I had to admit that I didn't have a foolproof way of making that ring yet, but I've kind of figured out a better way to do it, and I thought I would show that off in this video. So we've got my old guitar strings here, and we're just gonna try and uncoil these without accidentally messing up my camera lens or something. Now, I have to give credit where credit is due. This design was kind of inspired by a creator named Do Re Mi Bracelets, etc. here on YouTube. I saw her ring and I was like, that's a really cool idea for a fidget ring. So I tried to imitate it, but sadly, I am not an actual jeweler. I'm just a guy with way too many guitar strings. So I don't have the nice like jeweler's wire that she was using to close the coil of her ring, and I had to improvise. So what we're going to be using is an A string, a 36 gauge string in a 10 to 46 pack of guitar strings. We're going to be using some pliers, and I don't know how useful they're going to be, but I brought an old pair of tweezers along just in case, because we are going to be uncoiling the string a little bit. We're also going to need some beads, which I've been sourcing from the ball end of these guitar strings. Now, I have a lot of guitar strings, so I can kind of be picky with the colors. I'm thinking of making a blue ring today, so I'm going to grab some extra sets here. Now, specifically, I'm looking for these strings, the G string in the Roto sound set. Reason being, these don't have any winding around them. I find that the round wound strings tend to make for better rings, so I like to keep them intact as much as I can. That's why I'm not taking the blue beads off of these low E strings right here. We're just going to go in here with our pliers. Try not to damage the bead itself. Oh, and it went flying. Okay, the recovery was successful. That kind of just happens when you're making these things. A lot of metal flying everywhere. Just trying to kind of get the excess string off of there. There we go. And that's one bead. So rinse and repeat. Now, I will say the one complaint I do have about the Roto sound ball ends is that the color is just painted on there. I don't know if it's showing up on the camera, but there's definitely some hints of wear starting to happen already. I like the Diodario strings for having nice metallic ball ends, at least on the E and B strings. They also got a nice black string for the goths in your life. But yeah, ideally, my new strategy for making these rings will keep the paint chipping to a minimum. All right, we've got 3 beads. That's all we need. I'm going to put these off to the side, and since I'm just making the ring for myself, I'm just going to wrap this around my finger, get a rough idea of how much we need, and then I'm going to go a little farther because we actually want to have some excess, so that way we can strip the ends of the strings off and make them easier to maneuver. And with that, we're going to start putting our beads on one by one. And to keep them on there, we're going to have to start coiling. I'm trying to get this string parallel with the rest of the string, so that way we can start sliding beads down the coiled part. And there we go. The ring is mostly done. The idea is that we're going to take off some of the winding on the end of the string right here, get down to the core of the string, and make it so that way we can slide a bead around it more easily. The idea being that those beads will lock onto the string where there is still winding, and the friction of metal on metal will kind of hold the coil together. So as you can see, I was kind of using the tweezers. It's better to use the pliers because then you can actually kind of rip and tear at the winding. And from here, I think I can just kind of do this by hand. So yeah, how's everybody doing? Like I said, I got a new job. I'm a lab technician at a place that digitizes physical media. So that's pretty cool. It's a nice place to put these these YouTube skills to work, I guess. All right, we got that off. And now we can probably slide one of these on. Oh, there we go. Oh, I stabbed myself. Don't stab yourself. Okay, so now I'm thinking we grab a hold of this unwound piece and we just start jimmying it back and forth until it breaks. That's the cool thing about guitar strings, is that they are pretty flimsy. And if you just apply the pop top method to it, you can eventually get them off of there. Okay, so it actually helps to kind of bring the bead this way a bit, cut the string, and then push it back into place. And now you can see this thing's not going anywhere. And so we rinse and repeat, trying to get the coiling off here. And this is what I was talking about earlier. We move it back a little more than we need to. Grab this loose end, try and angle it in such a way that I can easily cut it without causing too much damage. There we go. And there you have it, a patented Luke Exuberance guitar string fidget ring. Fits all right. The beads keep it from moving if it is a little bit loose. That's the nice thing about them. After all, it is kind of hard to gauge, no pun intended, the size of the ring as you're making it. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I thought I'd get this out there because the giving season is just around the corner. And if you're anything like me, you're like, oh, what do I get everybody? This right here is a great option, provided you have a rough idea of someone's ring size. And yeah, if you liked the video, leave a thumbs up. You know what I'm saying? I've been Luke Exuberance, the public universal bandmate. If this is my first video you're seeing, then you just joined my band. I normally make videos about recording music, so we're probably going to be doing that next time. So if that kind of thing interests you, I encourage you to subscribe down below, and I'll see you at our band rehearsal. Peace.